This 33-year-old mom makes $40,000 a month in passive income, and she just so happens to live on a sailboat. So, how I work just 2 hours a day. So, in 2011, I started a personal finance blog, Making Sense of Sense, to track my journey to becoming debt free, and it took off fast. Which, by the way, if you want to learn how to get out of debt and learn how I got out of debt and grew my net worth, go down below. So, within a few years, I was earning enough to quit my 9 to 5 job to focus on my business, and I had paid off $40,000 in student debt. Props to you. Today, I live on a sailboat with my husband and daughter. I work just 2 hours a day and get to spend the rest of my time traveling the road. Which I don't know. To me personally, if I was making 40 grand a month, I don't know if I would be wanting to live on a sailboat. I mean, that's just me, my personal preference. I don't really like that idea. I'd prefer to maybe potentially, I don't know, save up, buy a castle in the middle of nowhere, and basically have my own kingdom because, why not? I mean, 40 grand a month is pretty good. 40 grand a month is what? Like, four, 480,000 a year, I think? Hold on. 40,000 times 12 months. Yeah, so $480,000 a year. Now, after taxes, maybe this is more like 300, 350 ish, but wow, pretty good money. So, when I first started, I poured hours of work into the blog, but over the years, I've worked towards making my business as passive as possible. Last year, it generated about $40,000 a month in passive income. So here's my best advice for starting your own business and working less hours. Number one, batch your tasks and automate. I'm always thinking ahead. With task batching, I group similar tasks together and complete them all at once. This helps me avoid multitasking, which can be distracting. For example, I write several articles for my blog in one day so that I can have 5 months worth of content waiting to be published. Wait, what? How does several articles for your blog equal to 5 months worth of content? Do you like practically publish like, I don't know, like one article like a week or something? Or a month? That's insane to me. That is crazy. So automation helps too, like scheduling in newsletters and social media posts to go out for the rest of the week, and I only check and respond to emails once a day. Okay, I can understand that whole stuff. I'm definitely not against someone doing like batching because one, you just organize everything. You got a goal, you got a plan, and you just execute it, and you see what ends up happening. So it's not a bad idea. Two, start a newsletter. I have a newsletter hosted on ConvertKit for Making Sense of Sense with over 130,000 email subscribers, and it grows on its own thanks to placements for it on my blog and social media accounts. The newsletter is designed to send readers to different blog posts depending on their interests that generate ad revenue, my online courses, the affiliate products that I promote, all on its own. And since readers get consistent newsletters, I don't receive so many questions from them. Now, what's interesting is you could also have something like a Substack where you actually have a pay for play newsletter, which is probably better than ConvertKit, I'm guessing, at this point. Because I know, like, I've listened to a podcast where this guy's business is literally just Substack. Like, that's all he basically does. He does like Twitter, but Substack. And the guy is like making, like, I think a million or 2 million a year. And that's basically all he does is Substack, which is pretty crazy. Number three, Get comfortable with delegating. Instead of trying to learn how to do everything myself, I hire freelancers for things that I'm not an expert in, like graphic design and video editing for my online courses. Delegating is important too. I have a part time editor for my blog and a virtual assistant to help with minor things like responding to customer emails. The key is to hire people you've thoroughly vetted or those that you already know and trust. My virtual assistant is my sister, and my editor is my sister in law. Now, a good example of someone who's like actually doing that really well is I believe the YouTuber is called Greg Doucette or Doucet or whatever, where the guy basically runs one of the bigger like fitness channels. But I think the guy probably makes like 8 figures a year, but he's hired his siblings as well. He's hired a lot of other people too, but he's also hired family to help him out. Number four, diversify your income streams in the beginning. You don't want to become dependent on just one new income stream because if it goes south, you might have to return to a 9 to 5 lifestyle to make up the shortfall, which is understandable. Instead, when you start your business, spend time thinking about what passive income streams may fit you best and build out at least two. I make passive income from three sources: affiliate marketing, banner ads, and online courses. Now, the thing is, what people need to understand, passive income is not really passive. There's still some sort of like management that has to be done for it to actually end up still be functioning, right? Not to mention, I believe, technically speaking, the only thing that is truly passive income is if you were to put your money into an index fund and that just ends up basically giving you dividends for the rest of your life, right? That being said, you still got to do research on the index funds. Now, some people might say real estate, but you got to manage that real estate. You got to make sure that real estate is in proper shape. You got to make sure that there's actually someone there paying rent. So, there's not really anything truly passive income. Like everything takes some sort of effort to it for it to like function to where it's making enough money for it to be tangible. Now there's definitely things that are like semi-passive. Like I remember watching this YouTube channel where this guy revealed, and he was like only making like one video per month on his YouTube channel, but he was making about 30 to 60 grand a month from his YouTube channel alone, right? Not including any products that he might have sold or some other products that he promoted from other people or companies, but purely just from the ad revenue alone, the guy was making 30 to $60,000 basically a month, which is insane, right? That's like crazy amounts of money. And he was only doing like one video a month. And it was like traveling all over the country or whatever in his pickup truck or something. But still, it's pretty crazy when you really think about it. So, if you really want to like aim to have like a more passive sort of lifestyle, then try to create something where you don't have to actively be involved every single hour of the day that you're basically awake, right? So you don't want to create a job or a business where you're extremely where it's extremely labor intensive because it's going to be hard for you to end up delegating that because so much of it relies on you. Like you don't want to create something where everything basically relies on you because if something were to happen to you, you're not making money, right? No matter what business you have or anything, if you end up being able to basically not work because maybe you broke your hand or something, well, you're kind of screwed. So you want to try to set things up to where you could create some sort of entity that will still function without you, that will end up making money.